All right. So the topic I want to do today, and I'm actually recording this video, so I'll put it on YouTube later. So if you make any rude remarks, those might all be audible. Is using Stayman with different kinds of hands: strong, invitational, and weak hands. And strong and invitational are the normal ones, I suppose. I also want to cover how you can use Stayman with weak hand. So Stayman with a strong or invitational hand is a normal use with at least one 4-card major. So your partner opens 1 no trump. Here you've got 4 spades. You might think of just going straight to 3 no trump, but it's generally better to be playing an 8-card major suit fit if you have one. So bid 2 clubs. When your partner bids 2 diamonds, you jump to 3 no trump. Okay. If you have an invitational hand, say you're just a little bit weaker, you bid the same except you bid 2 no trump, just inviting game. And here, if your partner is a minimum, they will pass, and you're just playing 2 no trump. Okay. Any questions on that? If you, of course, if you bid Stayman, you may find a fit here. This hand, some people are inclined to want to bid the diamonds here, but in response to 1 no trump, but I wouldn't recommend that at all. You don't want to be playing in diamonds, so just don't worry about the diamond suit. Just bid 2 clubs, and if you find a major suit fit in spades, then jump to 4 spades. Okay. Well, then you'll have to play in 3 no trump. Now, on this particular layout, you'd be in trouble. On the other hand, if your partner doesn't have 4 spades, maybe he's got some strength in clubs. So, but you know, sometimes you'll bid 3 no trump based on having 25 points, and it won't be makeable. So, or they might not need a club. Okay.
But if they bid 2 diamonds negative, would you just leave it in 2 diamonds?
No, I bid 3 no trump. Okay. No, so Fiona is saying if it went 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, would you pass 2 diamonds? No, I don't think so. I think you'll find the rest of the room will be in 3 no trump on this hand if they're not in 4 spades, and you should probably be as well. Well, it could be wrong. Okay. How about this one? Here you've got an invitational hand with 4 spades, so you start off with 2 clubs. Now, West here has got both majors, and it's normal to respond to hearts here. Okay, so with both majors, West responds to hearts. Now, as far as you're concerned, East, you haven't found a fit with your spades. So what would you bid here? Well, you could invite game with 2 no trump. With 12 points, 2 no trump would be the recommended bid there. However, West has to think, why is my partner bidding this way? Why is my partner using Stayman and then not supporting my hearts? It must be because he also has 4 spades. So if you have both majors and you trust your partner's bidding, you should now bid spades. In fact, with a maximum, you should bid 4 spades here. Okay.
Could you show your spades instead of doing hearts?
Okay. Well.
2 hearts, 2 spades.
Okay. So playing this way, which I've described, is standard. This allows you to bid 2 no trump invitational or 3 no trump, which is forcing to game. If you want to bid 2 spades or 3 spades in this situation, then you're losing some ability to describe your hand in terms of its strength. This is what's considered normal, and your partner is meant to be able to work out why you bid this way. Okay.
It shows the points.
It shows your points. I mean, the advantage of this is you can bid 2 no trump to invite game, or 3 no trump to show that you have enough points for game, and either of those should also promise a 4-card spade suit. Okay. Then also want to talk about Stayman with a weak hand, and there are actually 3 situations where you can use Stayman with a weak hand, where you have 4-4-4-1 or 4-4-5-0 distribution, we'll look at these in detail in a minute, or with a long suit, planning to sign off in 3 clubs. Or you can also use it with a weak hand where you're 5-4 or 5-5 in the majors, planning to play in your better major suit fit. So let's look at all 3 of these. This is the first one. This is how you can use Stayman with 4-4-4-1 or 4-4-5-0 distribution. The important thing is the shortage must be in clubs. And basically you're going to bid 2 clubs on this hand, and you're planning to pass whatever your partner responds. Whether they bid 2 diamonds, 2 hearts or 2 spades, you pass. You're happy to play in any of those suits. And especially with a weak hand, you'll probably do a lot better if you can find some kind of trump fit than if you let your partner play it in 1 no trump. Okay, so that's the first one where you've got a short club suit, either singleton or void. Okay, so you just pass whatever your partner bids there. The other traditional way you can use Stayman is if you have a long club suit. Now, if you're playing transfers, you may have a different way of doing this, but this is also considered the traditional way of bidding. You bid 2 clubs, and then whatever your partner bids, which will be 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, or 2 spades, you rebid 3 clubs. This is how you show Stayman with a long club suit. Or if you have a hand slightly different like this one, you bid 2 clubs. If your partner happens to respond 2 hearts, then you would happily pass that instead of bidding 3 clubs. But if your partner bids something other than 2 hearts, then you would bid 3 clubs. And most people recommend that you don't really try to sign off in 3 clubs unless you've got a 6-card suit, because you'll be playing at the 3 level, and if your partner's only got 2 and you've only got, say, 5, then it could be very unpleasant to play 3 clubs. So maybe there's no good choice, but most people would like to restrict this to when you've got a 6-card suit. In fact, even on the first hand there, if you respond 2 clubs and your partner bid 2 hearts, you might consider passing 2 hearts even on that first one, because you've got a 7-card heart fit, so maybe that'd be better than 3 clubs.
What if you had 6 diamonds?
Okay, so you need to have a way of signing off in diamonds as well. So if you're playing transfers, then one way to do it is to bid 2 spades and then part 2 spades to show a long minor, or some people play 2 spades a way of showing 11 points or a long minor. But I do recommend you have a way of signing off in diamonds as well as in clubs. Obviously, if you're not playing transfers, you can just sign off in 2 diamonds. But if you're playing transfers, you need to have a way of signing off in 3 diamonds.
Do you not think that on that hand it's better off in 1 no trump?
On which one, the first one or the second one? Well, I don't think so. I think you'll have a very hard time making your clubs in 1 no trump. And in fact, partly because your hand is very weak, you'll often do better in 3 clubs. Okay. Okay. So the question was, if you have a weak hand with 6. The question was, if you have a weak hand with long diamonds, can't you just jump to 3 diamonds? And that is generally used as a strong bid, okay, as a forcing bid. So you need to have some way of signing off in 3 diamonds, all right? So I know a lot of people here who play Stayman, who play transfers rather, like to play that 2 spades shows 11 points. I know it's a very popular convention around here, but then how do you sign off in 3 diamonds? I think it's important to have a way of doing that. So you can, there are a variety of ways. Like you can play 2 spades is 11 points, or a long minor, although that's more to remember that. Okay. All right, let's go on. Just to address that point, I think Francis was mentioning, if you have a long club suit but a stronger hand, say 8 points, I'd be very inclined to just pass one no trump here, rather than try to sign off in 3 clubs. With 8 points and a long suit, especially having some kind of entries outside of the suit, I think you're a favourite to make one no trump here, which will probably score better than 3 clubs. So I'd rather not sign off in clubs, and with such a strong hand with 8 points.
With two Doubletons, isn't there a chance that the West has got matching Doubleton?
Yeah, so you'd rather be in 3 clubs, would you?
Well, if you're 2 matching Doubletons there, it could be down quite a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose I'm thinking on this hand, if I can make one no trump, I'll probably score quite well on this hand. But yes, I'm sure you could devise a hand where you'd be better off playing this in clubs rather than in one no trump. But certainly, I think on the weaker hand, I think you definitely want to try to play in a suit, more so than with a stronger hand. You can also use Stayman with a weak hand if you're 5-4 or 5-5 in the majors. And the way that works is you bid 2 clubs. If your partner responds 2 hearts or 2 spades, you'll happily pass this, okay? And if your partner doesn't, if your partner responds 2 diamonds, saying they have no 4-card major, then you sign off in 2 spades. So this is a better bidding sequence than just bidding 2 spades or transferring into 2 spades, because it gives you 2 chances to find a fit in either major. All right, so I recommend you do this as well. It's important to realize that if in this bidding sequence, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, if you have a stronger hand, then you must, sorry, I'll go on to the next slide in a minute. With a stronger hand, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, a hand like this, that you must jump the bidding. If your partner bids 2 diamonds, you must jump to 3 spades on this hand. Don't bid 2 spades, which would be a weak bid. Now,
Would you show your heart, because you got so many points, so that you realize you do 5 in spades and 4 in hearts?
okay, so I put it to you that this bidding sequence shows exactly that. This bidding sequence is showing you use Stayman initially because you were looking for a fit in either major, and then you jump to 3 spades, and you've actually shown 5 spades and 4 hearts in this bidding sequence. Are you thinking you'd like to play this in hearts?
Yeah, just in case.
In case
the opener prefers hearts. So
right, but your partner doesn't. Opener doesn't have a 4-card major.
Yeah.
So that's why you would. It's all about finding a fit in an 8-card fit in a major if you have one. So that's basically how you do that. Now, this bidding sequence, if you're not playing transfers, is considered forcing. So if you bid like this, if you're not playing transfers, it's considered forcing. If you're playing transfers, then you can bid this hand differently. With a forcing hand, you can transfer into spades and then bid hearts. Okay, so you can do that, and that then is used for a strong hand where you're forcing to game. And this bid, this 3 spade bid in this case, becomes an invitational hand. Invitational. So playing transfers, you can differentiate between an invitational and a strong hand. Okay, so that's how you. But if you're not playing transfers, then this is how you would bid that. And you can't invite game. You just have to either go for game or not. Okay, so that's important to realise. You must jump in that situation. Okay, so here your partner would bid 3 no trump because they don't have a fit for you in either major. They don't have 3 spades, and of course they don't have 4 hearts. Okay, so of course if you bid this way 2 clubs, if your partner bids a major, then you'll jump to game in that major. Okay, so that's just a summary of Stayman with a weak hand. It's used for those 3 specific distributions, and I think it's a good guideline that the weaker your hand is, the more desirable it is to play in a suit rather than in 1 no trump. Okay, so you'll often do better if you can make those trumps with a weak hand. Okay, I think that's it then. So